club is different, but in the asylum, it's the manager. He has a string of homeboys dealing the puck at ease to the party people in the club. He makes the most coin out of this enterprise. His homies will make just a couple of quid on each pucker. His homies are also scoping for other dealers on the block. When the homies have an illegitimate pucker e-dealer in their website, they tell the bouncers. The bouncers grip him, nab his stash, and kick him out with a physical warning. Gives the pucker ease to their homies, and they knock out to the kids in the club. What's your name? What have you had? Reach for the lasers. Safe as fuck.
Human Traffic, released on the 4th of June 1999, is a story of 5 mates living for the weekend and getting off their head. This film is part of the subculture of Cool Cymru, which itself is a subculture of Cool Britannia, which has its own films like Trainspotting, which is highly regarded as the start of cool films amongst many other things, like the music of Oasis, Blur, and even spreading its influence as far as news journalists and fashion. The film stars Danny Dyer, Sean Parks and John Sim, who are all widely known to people for other projects like EastEnders, Grace and Lock, Stock, and you know the rest. The film opens on our main character, Jip, telling us about the slog of the working week and the slog of something not working for him, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Jip tells us about his mates and all the problems that they have that really makes everyone perfect for each other. Then, a flashback to Jip's past appears, a girl that he couldn't let say, gets aboard the train to the land of pleasure. Just like before, there is also some more useful exposition about Jip's mates, and we can get some more information on what they are like as people. For example, Moth, who is a dealer, is not the normal kind of dealer you'd see in these types of films, as he is soft and nervous as hell, unlike an overwhelming majority of other dealer characters in movies. Or someone like Coop, who works in a vinyl shop and therefore has to show to the customer that he is a man of power and someone who doesn't take any rubbish from anyone. But after clocking out from the shop, he always makes sure to go and visit his dementia-struck dad, therefore showing his other side of compassion and love for another human being. And just as fast as Coop can say, "See you in a bit, Dad," the time passes. 4 PM, 6 PM, 8 PM. Then, ladies and gentlemen, the main event arrives. Rave time, motherfuckers! To a selection of machos, the group face another hurdle to get off their head as Lulu doesn't end up with a ticket, so Jip has to blag himself and his mates' entry into the club, and as fast as Jip can say,
"He who dares Rodders, he who dares my son."
he successfully blags and gets all his mates in ready for them to properly get it started and get right off their noggins. And if you were paying attention to the footage that I'm using, you could most definitely see a baby-faced Danny Dyer having a right good time. But rumour is, if you ask someone politely, they might tell you a cheeky fact that when filming Human Traffic, it is believed that Danny Dyer was actually on drugs while filming, which already adds to a great performance from someone who at the time was only 21, and in my humble opinion probably should have got some recognition for said performance. Anyway, with everyone positively off it, there is always the possibility of the intrusive thoughts beginning to slip into everyone's mind and send someone under, and the first contestant for going under is Coop, as his male paranoia slips in and thinks that Moth is trying to steal his girl, which seems to start Coop off and berate him for even thinking of the idea to steal his girl. Luckily, the beratement stays as just an argument and not devolve into a scrap, but after their disagreement, the club closes its hollowed sticky walls to everyone, therefore meaning our cast has to seek the refuge of the mighty after party. In a classic case of the afters syndrome, everyone's still partying like it's 1997, but the slowly developing majority are becoming contestants to the come down and are therefore shooting the shit on the most random things going, from Jabba the Hutt being an intergalactic smack dealer to girls wishing to be transported to a planet where, and I quote,
"Take me to a world where the drugs are free, the clubs have no gravity, and every shag guarantees an orgasm." Yes! To
Anything and everything is possible at the Aftershack, but even talking about random stuff cannot prepare you for what comes the next day. Oh yes, it's the worst come down of your life.
Moff, I hardly recognised you.
Who's that?
Everyone looks at each other like pure death, and the thoughts creep in of what the fuck happened and how the fuck have I even ended up here. So to get some respite, someone might have to pull for the greatest tactic of spliff politics. Even with the spliff politic tactic coming out, even the most strong chatters and natters can dive even lower than a standard come down and properly fuck with their life outside the hollow sticky walls of the Palace of Rave. The hours pass. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Then it comes to everyone. Oh shit, I think I need to go home. So much like the opening scene that you saw in the introduction to this part, our titular cast pack themselves into a car and realise what the fuck has just happened this past Saturday.
Life's amazing.
Congratulations!
In conclusion, Human Traffic is a great product of its time and a standard bearer of the coming of age genre, with Jip actually getting on board the train of pleasure, Coot managing to mellow out and not care as much, and Moff having quite possibly the worst come down that anyone has ever had, resulting in him wanting to lay off the drugs and drink.
Yeah, we're just some happy fucking sitcom, ain't we? Perfect life, perfect family, perfect fuck.
So that was my Human Traffic critique / review. Please leave a like and subscribe. I know I'm sounding like just your normal YouTuber, but please, I really do appreciate it because I'm just starting off.
Oh, nice one, brother.
Nice one, brother.
Nice one, brother.
I said